We are gathered here to fill you with fear and give you a treat for your ears as we invade your mind with our scary rhymes and some tales that can be gory. As you bear witness and sit here and listen to our poetic horror stories. I am your host and narrator, Gloom-Pan. I hope you are here to have some fun. I have here with me 3 stories told poetically for you to enjoy and consume. So please feel free to turn up your volume. We are here every Friday to play with spooks and shades to parade their display. So boys and girls, get ready for a journey into our world. Grab some popcorn and some snacks. Get comfortable and relax. And do not forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. It is free. It won't cost you anything. And please hit the bell. With that said, now on with tonight's tales.
My father told me one day, "Come over here, boy. Let me show you how to wash your hands right." He picked me up and put my hands into the running water and held them tight. He told me to grab the soap, hold it with both hands, and scrub until you work up a lather. Then you will vigorously rub with both your hands together. Now place your hands under the water to rinse the soap away. And this is how we get clean after a long, hard, dirty work day. This is a fond memory from when I was a young boy. Thinking about this time with my father always brings me joy. He set in me a pride of cleanliness and being hygienic. Until this present day, I'm still the same way. It's now just a part of my genetics. This is a practice I've taken seriously for years. It's a big part of my routine, and from this I dare not veer. I know you're wondering, what's the big deal and the hype over you washing your hands? Well, let me tell you why and where I stand. The work that I do, you have to understand, you can't leave evidence behind, not even one strand. It's a must that I keep everything afterwards spick and span, pristine without a trace, as if nothing ever took place. You see, things get a bit messy doing what I do, especially here in my killing room. When I bring my victims here to torture them and to maim, after I'm done cleaning up, I love washing my hands and watching the blood go down the drain. Because most of the times, I don't wear gloves while I'm working. I like the oozing of the blood all over my hands. Nothing feels better. I know it's quite disturbing. So every time I wash my hands, I hear my father say, "Grab the soap, work up a lather, rub vigorously, and rinse the soap away." This is how we get clean at the end of a long, hard, dirty work day. I prefer to get as dirty as I can, so I can really enjoy washing the blood from my hands.
Why do I always find myself alone? Even when I'm good, I'm still doing wrong. I try to be the best I can, but yet, and still here I am, alone again. All I can do is watch the other kids have fun and play, out in the sun running around all day, while I sit here on my porch, friendless and out of sorts. This really isn't fair. I should be with them, playing out there. But the kids see me as a snitch. Someone they can't trust with a secret. I can't help that I have a belief in morality. Because right is right, and wrong is wrong. Your karma is your totality. but the kids see me as a tattletell. A title they feel suits me well. So now, no one wants to play with me. And that's why they don't treat me with respect nor with dignity. But I will prove them all wrong. And they will see that I do belong. Because there is a secret that I keep that I will not tell. A secret that I only know and hide it well. You see, there is a hole covered up in this field where the kids play. It's hidden and concealed. And I'm the only one that knows. Because I'm the one who dug the hole. They made fun of me and called me a tattletell and a snitch. Well, this is why they will all die in a ditch. After they fall down that deep, dark hole, then I will walk over so they will know that I'm the only one who left them there. And this will be my little secret. And I will never snitch, nor tattletell.
This is 911. What's your emergency? Hello? Is there someone there? Can you hear me? I don't know where to begin. I woke up this morning and this is going to sound strange, but I don't have skin. I'm sorry, can you repeat that again? Did you say that you don't have skin? Yes, this is not a joke, and I'm not playing a game. Please take me seriously. Okay, tell me your name. My name is Jessica, and a few days ago I started to feel strange. I was feeling fatigue and my muscles were sore, and my head was throbbing in pain. I thought maybe I was becoming sick and had a cold or flu. So I went to my medicine cabinet to take some aspirin. I just took 2. After that, my aches and pains went away. I started to feel fine. But I noticed later on that day, my skin was itchy, flaky, and dry. I believe this was the first warning sign. So I got up to find my lotion for my dry skin. But to my horror, when I looked at my skin, it was like paper and very thin. My skin had shed several layers away. My skin was so transparent that you could see clearly my muscles, tissues, and veins. I ran to my mirror in my bathroom so I could see better in the light. But what I saw, it just wasn't right. I looked like one of those anatomical mannequins you see in biology class. I knew I was in big trouble, and this was really bad. You could see my bones, organs, my whole vascular system, and my beating heart. I was now afraid to move. I thought I was going to fall apart. But the skin that was left kept everything in place. That was a little relief for my sake. Okay, an ambulance is on the way to you now. Stay on the phone with me until they are there and you hear the sirens outside your house. I know this is hard, but help me understand. This may be a severe allergic reaction to something you could have ate or drink. Anything new you started? Take your time and think. Yes, the lotion I mentioned before was new. I saw an ad on my social media page, and one of my favorite influencers was using it, so I bought 2. The influencer stated that this lotion had ingredients to make your skin look radiant, fresh, hydrated, and renewed. And you needed to place your order quickly, it's about to run out soon. And as a reminder to come back to the page and leave a like and your review. The 911 operator looked up the ad and found the formulation for the lotion. And what she read to me left me with mixed emotions. The lotion was made out of 100% concentrated snake skin oil and snake byproducts. I was shedding my skin like a snake. The oil took the moisture out of my skin and dried it up. Now that's fucking great.
I found my dream house today. A beautiful 2-story home that is nestled far out of the way. The house looks so inviting, like it was meant to be for me. It has a white picket fence just as cute as it can be. I fell in love with it immediately. I thought to myself, what a great find! And I knew I would do anything to make it all mine. Yes, this will be my forever home, where I can start a family of my own. But there is one little catch. Even though I love this place and I'm obsessed, someone already lives here. The home isn't for sale. Now this is a snag that I feared. But this is not an obstacle I can't overcome. For this is my dream home. This is the one. I'll just wait here for the homeowner to appear. I will give them an offer that is fair. I will tell them this is a home I have dreamed of all my life. I belong here. It just feels right. The homeowner should understand and be glad to hand over the keys. Shit, they would be so moved with my story, they would probably let me move in for free. But if they don't accept my generosity, that's when they will see the other side of me. No is a word I don't want to hear. And I really don't want the situation to become severe. You know, people come up missing all the time. And without a body, then there is no crime. Because this is the house of my dreams. And I would do anything for it to belong to me. I have an identical twin that she wants to be an only child. She wanted to do me in. She hated my guts since the day we were born. She has always wanted to do me harm. When we were young kids, she tried to get me to drink bleach, so I would no longer exist and end up deceased. She said she was tired of me looking like her, and that she was born before me. She was here first. She really believed that I didn't belong, and she really wanted me gone. One day, she tried pushing me down the stairs. I was able to catch myself, but the look in her eyes had me scared. As we grew into our teenage years, she started to prey on my fears. She would get me in trouble all the time. She would start rumors about me and making up lies. She got me kicked out of school by pretending to be me and locking the teacher in the restroom. She treated me mean and cruel. My parents were always on her side. She was never wrong or did anything bad in their eyes. It was always, "You should be more like your twin." Like she was good, but it was all an act. Just pretend. But as we moved into our adult age, she seemed to have changed. She was kinder and would do nice things for me. It's like she had a change of heart. I was in a state of disbelief. I never thought we would ever get along. But I guess with time, our bond will grow strong. She even apologized. for all the mean things that she did when we were kids, and that she would like for us to make amends. I told her I would like that. Come by my house to talk. Maybe about 3. We can sit down and chat over a cup of tea. She was pleased. But even though she treated me better, and she had changed, I couldn't forget all of the hurt and pain. All of the torment she put me through. I can't let it go. I hated her from the core of my soul. She made life a living hell for me. So when we sit down to drink our tea, I will sit back as she slowly chokes from the poison with a smile on my face, and that will be the last thing she sees. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, my mother would sing to me. When I was a little girl, these words are embedded in my memories. I used to ask her, "What is a star? And how can you see it twinkle if it's up so high and far?" She told me, this is a nursery rhyme that my grandmother would sing to her all the time. I told her, that is nice, but you didn't answer my questions. She would just look at me and smile with a nod to my suggestion. She took a deep breath and told me a star is a big ball of gas that shines really bright. There are millions of stars in our galaxy, but they are so far away from Earth, they look like they're sparkling, twinkling lights in the night. I was really impressed with the thoughts of all those lights up in the sky. As she continued to sing the song, as I fell asleep and closed my eyes, she would sing this song to me each and every night. It comforted and soothed me, and filled me with delight. She wanted me to see in my mind a world that was full of light, wonder, and beauty, a world that is fine. But that is just a fantasy, a lie. Because in our world, we live in complete and total darkness. No twinkling lights to be found. Our skies are dead. You can't see anything around. I was told that our world fell into a black hole where light cannot penetrate, and there is no way we can escape. But the worst part about our planet is, it is slowly being dematerialized. Everything that is still living will be torn apart to its atom. Nothing will survive. It's like being on death row, just waiting for your end, your demise. I'm not sure how long we have been here. We have no way to keep track of time. I keep wondering if it's going to hurt once the process begins. Will I feel all my molecules being ripped from my DNA? Will I feel pain to the very end? All these questions swirling around in my brain. It makes me a bit insane. But I digress. I have made peace with myself that this is going to happen. I hope I'm asleep when it starts. Just take me by surprise all of a sudden. You know, half of the world has been torn apart from what I've heard. Now, it's coming close to our turn. But I have decided to take faith in my own hands. As I open the sleeping pill bottle, according to my plan, I put a handful of sleeping pills into my mouth. And as I drift off into oblivion, I hear my mother sing, "Twinkle, twinkle, little star," as everything faded into the dark. Lights out.
I have seen the truth behind the scenes of our reality. And if the truth was revealed, you would lose your humanity. All of the hate and brutality of this world can't compare to what is on the other side. We have been fooled, bamboozled, and fed many lies. This reality is a cover to what really lies beneath. A cesspool of corruption that really runs deep. This facade of a life is a paradise to what I have seen. Because once you close your eyes and move on, there will be no reprieve. What is waiting for you after this will be no hell or heaven. It is an endless dark void that is very, very unpleasant. It's a feeling of loneliness, strife, and pain. An unbelievable sadness that you can't contain. This is what was revealed to me when I died, and I have returned back here to tell you the truth from the other side. You can choose to believe me or not, my friend. This endless cycle of torment will never end. I want to be attached to you and wear you like a coat. I promise you, this is no joke. Just so I can be really close to you. I want to see the world through your perspective and view. I know that this feels clingy and a bit cringy, but I can't help it. I am a parasite. And for me, this is right. I just want to take a hold and to possess you in your soul. Please don't be a tease. You know you really need me. Just let me seep in deep and settle in to set you free. We could be together, complete. It would be really sweet. Oh, I won't drain you of all your life source, but I promise you will enjoy the feeling of my full force. The delicious powers you would gain. So much that it would be hard to contain. As two become one. We could have a lot of fun. The destruction and chaos we could cause. With all the havoc it would make you feel like a god. Just let the darkness flow and let yourself go. Yes, I will have most of the control. I just want to let you know as you relax and just observed. So much damage we could do. If you accept me, then I will accept you. All you have to do is just let me in. I just want to be under your skin. Easter is a day in my town we no longer celebrate. No one anymore goes out to hunt for eggs. Not on this date. It has been outlawed and forbidden here. Because this holiday is a day of heartache, mourning, and tears. In my town long ago, Easter was a special day we all enjoyed. The kids with their Easter basket prepared for the hunt. Every girl and boy. Our parents would go out the day before to hide the eggs in caves they could find. Knowing the kids would be searching all over, crawling under low and climbing up high. To us kids, this was exciting as Halloween or Christmas Day. Trying to find as many colorful eggs as we could hunt down. It was a day of play. It was just all innocent fun. But something happened that day that ruined it for everyone.
Me and my best friend Tim, we would team up so we could find as many eggs as possible. We felt this would make us unstoppable. We had a game plan that couldn't fail. We just knew this would work for us well. The eggs were hidden all over our small town. We had many places to search that the eggs could be found. As the day moved on, we found so many eggs that when me and Tim noticed it was starting to get late, I was satisfied with all the eggs we had. But Tim wanted to continue to search for more. He just wanted more eggs really bad. He said, "There's probably more eggs in the woods, I bet." A lot of kids didn't check in there, but I pointed to a sign that said no trespassing. Beware. But Tim was a very strong-headed child, and when he decided he wanted something, you couldn't change his mind. He told me he was going in there to look if he had to do it alone, and if I was scared, I could just go home. I told Tim to come on, but he told me to go home on my own. I told him fine, and I left. Now this is a decision I still regret. The next day, Tim's parents came over to my house, looking for him. Little did they know they would never see Tim alive again. But I told them where he could be, and maybe he got lost in the dark when he decided he was ready to leave. But Tim was found in a little abandoned shack in the woods. He was sitting in a chair with a bloody Easter bunny hood. It was left on his head. They also found a note penned to him that read,
"Easter is my favorite time of the year. I love to watch the kids hunt for eggs and play. And I'm glad this year I had a chance to participate. This little boy here was the only one who was brave. So I rewarded him by cracking his head open just like an egg. I look forward to next year to help you celebrate. Thank you. It was fun. The Easter Bunny. Happy Easter holiday." My dog is a good dog. He is sweet, loving, kind, and friendly unusually to all. But lately I've noticed a change in his personality. A change that really frightened me. He started growling at me when I got close to him. He'll bark and back away from me like he is ready to attack and tear off a limb. So I kept my distance to give him space to breathe. But last night, while I was sleeping, I felt something heavy laying on top of me. I opened my eyes and my dog was there holding me down. I couldn't move. All I could do was look around, and that was when I found. My dog was protecting me from the shadow being standing in my door. It was an evil, dark presence that must have followed me home. Last week, me and my friends went to a graveyard on a dare to see who can lay on the graves the longest without any fear. I think this is when this entity attached itself to me and was trying to possess my soul and suck out my energy like a leech. But my dog saw him and knew he wasn't good. He wasn't going to let him in. He understood. My dog watched over me all night, keeping him away so he couldn't take my life. In the morning, I called and had my priest come and bless me in my house, making sure to keep the evil spirit out. Now, my dog is back to being a good boy. He brings me so much joy. He is back to being a happy, loving, kind, and friendly dog again. And this is the reason why I believe dogs are man's best friend. Remember, your actions have consequences. So think about what you're doing before you make your decisions. This is something I had to learn the hard way. And what I did is something I have to live with every day. I did this out of sheer desperation. But the crazy thing is, I had no hesitation. I mean, what do you do when your back is against the wall? You either strike out, or you will fall. I know I need to get to the point, but this is such a mess. But I'm not ready to divulge my secret. Not just yet. Because I'm still trying to get a handle on this situation. As I wonder what to do next with some trepidation. I feel like I have thrown my whole life away. And unfortunately, this is real and not for play. I want to roll up and just die. I wish I could retreat inside myself and hide. What I did is so heinous and awful. It should be a crime. It's downright unlawful. I'm so ashamed, but I'm the only one I can blame. They say confession is good for the soul. I guess this is true, and I do need to let this secret go. So, I guess I'm ready. No, I know I'm ready. Okay, here it is. Prepare yourself for what I did. I tried my best to resist, but I gave in, and I grabbed a knife, and I cut it open. I didn't think twice. It started to ooze and drip everywhere. It was so disgusting, but I didn't care. It was a mess all over my face, but it was so good. I loved the taste. I gobbled the whole thing down in one sitting. I did! I wasn't kidding! Not a crumb was left on the plate. Yes, this is about how I ate a whole chocolate molten lava cake. And this is my confession to you. Huh? At least this confession was only about food. I fell asleep last night on my couch with my TV on. I guess I was really tired, because I was watching my favorite show. But suddenly, I awakened from my deep sleep. I started to hear static. It was coming from my TV. I thought to myself, this is really weird. Since most programming don't sign off anymore and just go off the air. This really had me perplexed. I started to search for my remote when I froze where I sat. You won't believe what happens next. I started to see a shape take form in the static. I wasn't sure at first, but I kept looking at it. But there it was, the form of a man. I was so shocked by this, I really couldn't comprehend. The shape started off kinda small and far away. But the more it absorbed the static, it grew bigger, and I saw features. It began to have a face. The static man started filling all of my TV screen. I was thinking, I must still be asleep. This has to be a dream. There is no way this could be real. I must be hallucinating, or hit my head. Now I need a pill. But then I noticed he was starting to find a way out of my TV. He started to bend and contort my TV screen, just trying to break free. I had to come to my senses fast, because once he is out, he most likely will come after me. When he freed one of his arms, he started crawling and trying to grab me. I was right.
This monster is going to kill me once he is completely out, and I will have to fight for my life. But I wasn't going to let him get that far. I will end this now, but I wasn't sure how. Then it hit me like a zap of electricity. I just need to cut off the TV. I frantically searched for my remote with my hands. I didn't want to take my eyes off the Static Man, because he was pretty far now out of my TV. I think he knew he needed to hurry, because it was going to either be him or me. The air was electrifying with the sounds of crackles and pops. And with every swipe of his hand, he gave me a shock. The pain was unbearable, but I kept going. There is no way in hell I was going to stop. I finally found my remote in between the cushions of my couch. I grabbed it and held it tight and pulled it out. The Static Man was so close to me by then. I thought to myself, well, I guess this is the end. Suddenly all the lights went out in the house. Everything went silent. No sound. Nothing was moving about. The Static Man was gone. The TV was no longer on. I ran over and unplugged my TV from the wall socket. After that, I passed out for the rest of the night. I was exhausted. The next day, I was happy to see the daylight. It made me feel like everything was all right. The Static Man used so much of my electricity. He'd blown a fuse in my house coming after me. And it was a good thing, too. Because when I retrieved my remote, there was no batteries. They fell out during our battle. And knowing this had me really rattled. So from now on, no more TV. Only books for me. I read them by candlelight, without any electricity.
So, you're still here, and you made it to the end. I'm glad that you have no fear, and we did not get under your skin. I hope you enjoyed all our stories, and they will not keep you up tonight. And there is nothing lurking for you in the dark, and that you can close your eyes and sleep tight. Thank you for listening to all our creepy rhymes. We hope to see you again. Until next time.